guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and today we're going to do 10 baby names I love and won't be using, or still may use. It kind of depends. If you haven't been here before, I'd love if you'd subscribe. I am currently pregnant with my second child. It is a baby girl. I already have a son named Hayes. So I documented my first pregnancy and I'm doing that again. You can also head over to my Instagram though, at Becca Halm. It's always linked below and that's kind of where we can chat on a daily basis and stuff and just chat motherhood and baby and pregnancy and all that fun stuff. But I decided that since we are having a girl this time, I would film the girl video first and share with you guys all of the names that we love and are not using for this child at least. Now, these are obviously names that I love, so they could be names that I will use in the future. Who knows? I did do this with my first pregnancy though, so I'm trying to not repeat every single name that I did in my last video. I'll try to link them below if you want to check out the ones I did before, but I did do both a boy and a girl one last time, so I tried to switch up as many names as possible. I don't remember which ones were on that, but I think I switched up almost every name. So starting out, the first name on here is Magnolia. It is a flower name, obviously, and it was number 240 according to Nameberry for 2020. So definitely getting more common because it's a really pretty flower name. I think a lot of people are trying to go away from the more common ones like Rose and Daisy and finding some other pretty flower names. I think Magnolia is gorgeous. The only reason I don't think we would end up using it is because I don't love the nickname Maggie. And I just don't see another good nickname for Magnolia. It sounds beautiful on its own, but I think that every child ends up going by a nickname sometimes. So that's kind of something that's important to me, is feeling like I have a cute nickname for the name. The next one on here is the name Navy. This one was introduced to me a few months ago and I think it's becoming a little more common. It obviously is a color blue, and it was number 811 in 2020, so it's not super popular, but I think it's going to keep going up and up because I have seen a lot of people, I don't know, I feel like I've heard a lot of people say the name Navy for a little girl, and I think it can be a really, really cute name. I don't think we'll go with it just because I don't think it's gonna fit with our family, but I do think it's a really pretty name for a little girl. The next name, I can't remember if I said this one in my last video, but it is the name Zoe. The meaning is life, and it is number 31. There are a couple more common names that I do really like for girls, and I think that Zoe is a really good kind of timeless name. Like, it's always a cute name, and it sounds good for any type of little girl. I picture a girly girl for sure, and I just don't think it's necessarily gonna go with our kids' names, with the name that we chose already for our daughter, as well as Hayes is our son. So I could still picture going with that one day if we have another girl, but I'm not sure. The next name on here is Briar. I love the name Briar. It is a thorny patch is the meaning, and it was number 580 in 2020, and I think it's going to keep continuing to rise. I know of someone in the like Young Living community who's like way in my upline who has a daughter named Briar, and I just think it's really pretty. Again, it's another way to incorporate a kind of floral kind of name into your family. A lot of people love flower names, but it's a little bit different, and I do love bee names in general, so a lot of people I know go with Briar Rose as a first and middle name. I do think it's really pretty. It's not what we're going for this time, obviously, but I do think it's going to stay on my list. The next name is so common. This is the name Ava. So common. It was number 3 in 2020. I'm pretty sure it's always in the top 10, and I think it's going to continue to be. So I wouldn't use it probably solely because it's so popular, but I understand why it's popular because I think that is such a pretty name. The meaning is life, bird, water, island. Kind of cool. I think that's gorgeous. I think of totally a little girly girl with that kind of name, and I don't think you really need to worry about a nickname for it since it's a shorter name. I think that just goes. So that was a contender, but because it's just so common, it just wasn't going to be the one that won this time. The next name on here is Gemma. I can't remember the first time I saw this name, but I do watch the Chatwin family, and they have a daughter named Gemma, and I think that's kind of where I like fell in love with it. I think it's such a cute little name for a girl. The meaning is precious stone, and it's number 198 in 2020. I think it's really cute. It's a name that I could still consider. I think it'll stay on my list for future children. I don't know if we'd end up going with it. I don't know if Glenn would be a fan of it, but I do think it's a really, really pretty name for a girl. After that, we have the name Ella. I love Ella recently, and I don't really know why. It's number 13, and the meaning is fairy maiden. I don't know why. It's very recently become a name that I liked, and it actually was a very top contender for the baby that I am pregnant with. It was probably in my top 3 for this baby, and I just went with our name that we had been in love with for a lot longer. But I recently have fallen in love with the name Ella. I think it's really pretty. Kind of similar to Ava. It's very popular, but I think that Ella I would consider still using for sure. I think that one is still going to be a top contender if we have another girl in the future. I just think it's so pretty. After that, let's see, we have the name Juniper. I don't know what it is about that name, and I don't think we'd ever end up using it, but there's something about it that I really do love. You can have the nickname June, which I think could be cute, but Juniper means young, and it was number 195 in 2020, so not super common, but not super uncommon either. I think that name has really been rising recently, and there's something really cute about it. It kind of still reminds me of a bit of a nature name. I don't know. There's something I like about it. I don't think we'll get to use it, but I do think it's really pretty. After that is the name Adelaide. This name means noble, and it was number 305 in 2020. I discovered the name Adelaide through the actress Adelaide Kane in the show Reign. I'm a very big fan of like historical dramas and reading on royal history and stuff like that, and I thought that she was an amazing actress, a great character, and I find that her real name is actually very regal in my opinion. I think Adelaide is so pretty, but that is not the name that we ended up going with. But before we chose the name that we are going with, which might be announced before I even put this video up, so if it's already announced, check below because I'll have a link to it. We probably have already announced it when this video goes up. But this was a name that I actually wanted to go with before I ended up switching over to the name that we ended up choosing. The last name I have on here doesn't even have a rank, but it is the name Dove, which obviously is just a type of bird. There is an actress named Dove Cameron who I don't really know. I don't know if I've really seen her in stuff because I kind of outgrew Disney, I think, before she was a Disney actress. But I love the name, so I think that's why I've seen the name so much, is literally because of her, because I don't think it's really a name that's almost ever been really used. But I think the name Dove can be such a pretty name for a girl. I don't know what it is about it, but it sounds very girly and kind of like wholesome. I don't know, there's something really cute to me about that name. Alright you guys, that is going to be it for my girl names that I love and won't be using, at least on this baby. If you want to see the one that I had did when I was pregnant with Hayes, I will link it below for you guys so you can get a whole nother round of names. But other than that, be sure to subscribe. I'll put my boy video up soon, and I will continue documenting this pregnancy, of course. So I hope you stick around, and I will see you guys next time.